Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. I want to do a video on Bo Horvat. There's been a lot of trade talk, and it's been said that it's been intensifying this week, so could we potentially see a trade happen soon with the Vancouver Canucks and another NHL team? Elliotte Friedman recently talked about this on his 32 Thoughts podcast, and mentioned several teams, and other teams have been linked to the Vancouver Canucks. So I want to talk about that in this video. I want to talk about Bo Horvat, what he's done up to this point, his next contract, what it may look like, and what it may take to acquire him this leading up to this trade deadline. So please stay with me throughout. So the NHL Trade Deadline is set for March 3rd, 2023. From what we heard a while ago, Bo Horvat rejected the Vancouver Canucks' final offer, and the team will now take the best trade offer for him, and that's per Rick Tocchet. They don't want to go over what they gave JT Miller, so they're looking in that range for what they're looking for in a new contract with him. The Vancouver Canucks president, Jim Rutherford, was talking on the team's changes and Bo Horvat's next deal. He said, "I'm disappointed in the job I've done to this point. We have to do major surgery." And, with this, I'm trying to think he's talking about possibly trading off Conor Garland. His name's being linked to several trade rumors, even going back to last year. Brock Boeser as well. They're trying to trade off OEL's contract and maybe Tyler Myers, but not a lot of teams want to take on those contracts. So it's making the Vancouver Canucks situation a bit difficult right now. We're trying to give Bo Horvat a new deal, trying to give Kuzmenko a new deal. So Jim Rutherford is in a tough boat right now to see what direction he wants to take the team and what he could do to possibly create more cap room going forward. So he's in a tough spot right now, so we'll see what happens with this. But he was also talking about Bo Horvat's contract. He said, "I believe we've taken our best shot. With the offer we have on the table right now is fair value for what he's done up to this year." And of course, when players are a free agent at year's end, typically those years they try to take off to get more on the next contract, and that's what's kind of happening to Bo Horvat. We're a little bit over the midway point, and he has 30 goals already, so he's having a great year looking to cash in on his next contract. So Rutherford also said, "We're in a pickle here. He's had a career run, exactly, and he's looking for his money." Elliotte Friedman said on a possible, if he could work out a deal with the Canucks, he said, "I'm not saying no, but the Canucks have set a limit. Horvat is going to have to take a haircut. He's going to have to take a haircut on what he could get on the market." So looking at potential teams we've been hearing up to this point, the New York Rangers, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Colorado Avalanche, the Dallas Stars, and the Vegas Golden Knights have been linked to Bo Horvat. Also, the New York Islanders have called the Canucks about a Bo Horvat trade. According to Elliotte Friedman on his most recent 32 Thoughts podcast, he said trade talks have intensified this week, although no teams are able to negotiate an extension at this point. That's kind of what you want them to do. You want, if a team's looking to give up all these assets to acquire a Bo Horvat, you have to see if he's going to want to sign with your team going forward. You're giving up a lot for a rental, so that's kind of what teams don't want to do. So if they can negotiate with him in his camp to see if they can work out an extension, if he wants to stay with the team going forward, you might get a deal done quicker. So hopefully that's the case going forward. Friedman goes on to mention the Seattle Kraken, the Minnesota Wild, the Boston Bruins, the New Jersey Devils, Carolina Hurricanes, and the Tampa Bay Lightning as potential suitors. What they're looking for in return is for 3 players, including a top prospect for Bo Horvat. Is Bo Horvat worth it? So let's talk about what he's done up to this point. Currently on a $5.5 million contract, that's what his AAV is. He's a center, 27 years old, 6 foot, 215 pounds, so he's a big frame. He's a 2013 first-round pick, 9th overall of the Vancouver Canucks, and the Devils will always be linked to this as they traded their 9th overall pick for goaltender Corey Schneider. So, Devils fans have always looked at Bo Horvat's career and how he's done, and the whole what-if factor. So, that's another thing that you always think about as a Devil fan when you're, thinking about Bo Horvat. Looking at his career up to here, in this year, 2022-2023, he's played in 46 games, 30 goals, 19 assists, 49 points. So he's over a point per game pace. 2021-2022, he played in 70 games, 31 goals. That was his career in goals, what he said. 21 assists, 52 points. In 2020, 2021, he played in 56 games, 19 goals, 20 assists, 39 points. And in 2019, 2020, he played in 69 games, 22 goals, 31 assists, 53 points. So looking at his career, he's played in 618 NHL games, 200 goals, 215 assists for 415 points. And in the playoffs, he's played in 23 games, 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points. Not bad. And looking at his career as a whole, in scoring 20 goals, he's done it 6 times in his career. 25 plus goals, he's done it 3 times in his career. And he's hit the 30 goal mark 2 times in his career. Looking at points, he's hit the 50 point mark 5 times, including this year because he's at 49, so I counted that as well. And his career top was at 61 points. So, Elliot Friedman a while ago said he believes that Bo Horvat will sign a similar deal to Sean Couturier's $7.75 million AAV. So that's kind of what I assumed he would get on a new deal anyway, anywhere from like 7.5 to 7.75. But, with this year, he's going to possibly hit the 40 goal mark, so he can command a bit more. So, it's going to make it difficult for the Vancouver Canucks if they can't offset those contracts to see what they can do with Bo Horvat going forward. So I know he wants to stay there. I know he possibly wants to work things out and trying to turn the team around, possibly get them in the right ship going forward next season. But he also wants to get a better contract going forward. So we'll see what happens with Bo Horvat. There's going to be a lot of teams lined up because any team looking to acquire him is going to get a great player, a great goal scorer, a good two-way player, a tough physical guy, provides leadership. He's just an all-around great player that I think a lot of teams would love to add, especially in that second line role. Maybe if he's playing that third line role on your team, forget about it. You're going to have such depth on your team going into the playoffs that it may be one of the best trades that happens at this trade deadline. So comment below, what do you think about this? Where do you think Bo Horvat will go? To what NHL team? And, what do you think the return will be? Comment below and let me know. Thank you for all your time and watching this. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please like, subscribe. It's free. Join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Have a great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.